And one of the things that you may check in with Holley about is a financial power of attorney. People often will say to us, "Oh, Tom, Chrissy, we're husband and wife. We don't need that." However, you do, because there are often times as husband and wife, if you have a retirement account in your individual names, you need the financial power of attorney, even as husband and wife, to talk to that financial institution if either was temporarily incapacitated. So you can call Attorney Holley Knapik right now at 407 423 5561. She is happy to answer any legal questions you may have. And of course, Attorney Tom Olsen is available live on the air to answer your questions at 407 916 5400, or you can text Tom your short legal question to 23680. And Tom, we do have some upcoming workshops. We have free 1-hour workshops available to you, our listeners, that we do in our office. Very informative. Your workshop, Tom, easy ways to avoid probate. We have a few seats available. Wednesday, May 15th. We would love to have you join. If you are interested in joining Attorney Tom Olsen's 1-hour Easy Ways to Avoid Probate workshop, we would invite you to call Holley right now at 407 423 5561. You can reserve your seat with Holley, or you can call anytime 407 423 5561 and just leave your name and number to reserve your seat, as well as you can go to our website at olsenlawgroup.com, OLSEN lawgroup.com, and right there on our website you can select the workshop and then your name and phone number, and we'll reserve a seat. And also too, if you have any questions, then of course we can answer those as well. But we would love to have you join Attorney Tom Olsen's workshop, and we also have How to Protect Your Life Savings from Nursing Homes. That one is available on Tuesday, May 14th. If you're interested, again, you can call Holley right now at 407 423 5561 right now, or anytime to reserve your seat. We would love to have you join with these informative workshops.
So I'm sure the people out there are going, what are those dates? What are those times? I'm not sure. Is that going to work for me or not? Well, also, you can call the Olsen Law Group anytime and ask us to mail you a postcard. It's got all of our upcoming workshop dates, titles, times up for the next few months, and they can find out which one suits them the best.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you haven't been to my workshop on easy ways to avoid probate, boy, you're going to get really educated in a short period of time. You're going to really enjoy yourself, and it goes very quickly. You're going to walk out of here a much more educated person about how to avoid probate. And when we say that, Chrissy, we know that from all the wills and estate planning and trusts we've done for people over the years, when we say yes, we want to help you to avoid probate, they just perk up, because people, whether it's their parents or a friend or a neighbor or a coworker, they've all heard some horror story, one or another, about somebody had to go through probate, long and expensive, and they know that they want to avoid it. They don't know how to do it. Well, that's what we're all about helping them to do here at the Olsen Law Group.
Absolutely.
And they can come to our workshop, but as well, we have easy booklets to read as well on easy ways to avoid probate. And you can get those by calling or contacting the Olsen Law Group anytime, 407 423 5561, or through our website, olsenlawgroup.com. Chrissy, you were talking about financial powers of attorney between married couples, and sometimes the married couples think, well, we don't need to do financial powers of attorney between ourselves. We own everything jointly. Well, the point is that even married couples have assets in their individual names, like IRAs, 401ks, pension plans, Social Security.
Correct.
And so if the wife is in a car wreck and is comatose, or the wife develops Alzheimer's, she might live for many years where those assets need to be managed. And the only way the husband's going to be able to do that is through a financial power of attorney, where she appoints him her agent to do those things for her.
Exactly. People often think, oh, Tom, it's okay. I've named my spouse in the account as beneficiary. Unfortunately, that is a false sense of security because that is about when the spouse passes away. It's not about what you've been describing, which is the spouse is alive but incapacitated. This is where you must have the financial power of attorney.
Now, people might be thinking, well, what's the big deal? I don't have a power of attorney. I'll just figure out another way to manage my spouse's assets or manage mom and dad's assets. Well, we go from something simple and easy, financial power of attorney, got to be signed while mom and dad are alive and competent, to something 180 degrees, to something very complicated, time-consuming, and expensive, and that's a legal guardianship.
Exactly.
To set up a legal guardianship, folks, you're talking about 6 months and $6,000 just to set it up. And when you petition for that guardianship, we don't know who the court's going to appoint as a guardian. It might be you. It might be another family member. It might be a complete stranger. There's a lot of unknown there.
Correct.
And all of that can be avoided by having a good, durable power of attorney for financial affairs in place.
Exactly. Very important. And we are happy to answer your questions. Oftentimes, it starts with just a phone call for a few minutes that we are able to explain to you what and why and answer those questions. But financial power of attorney, and here's the other thing, Tom, I know we do more and more, I do more and more when the child turns 18.
Yeah.
So we've just been talking about married couples. However, this is where from 18 to 108 and everywhere in between.
So there are some people out there thinking right now, well, Tom, years ago we had our wills done, and I'm pretty sure there's a financial power of attorney in there, so I should be all good to go. Well, not necessarily, because we're qualifying it by saying a good financial power of attorney. And so, folks, pull it out. Make sure you got one, but if you're not sure about how good it is, well, good news is Olsen Law Group, we will give a free review of your existing wills, powers of attorney, and make sure that they're good to go. And then number two is that banks and other institutions don't like old financial powers of attorney.
Correct.
If yours is more than 5 years old, that in and of itself is a reason for you to redo it. The Florida statutes don't say that, but that's just the fact of the matter is banks and other institutions don't like them if they're more than 5 years old.
Absolutely.
Now,
So again, if you have a question about it, if you have that old financial power of attorney, we can take a look at it for you, but we can definitely look and or answer questions about your power of attorney.
So I'm going to take it one more level, Chrissy, because this happens on a regular basis. People come and see us for their free review of their estate planning documents, wills, powers of attorney. They turn over their envelope to us. We pull them out, and they're all copies.
Right.
They're not originals. They're copies. They're stamped copies. And I go, well, these are not original. These are copies. What? No, those have got to be. No, these are copies. Look, I can tell. They might be stamped copies. And then you look at it, and you'll see a stamp that says, the original of these documents is being held at the lawyer's office.
Uh-huh.
And guess what? Those lawyers aren't even in business anymore.
Absolutely.
Is often the case.
Correct.
And I've never understood the reason why lawyers hold on to the original documents on behalf of the client. We're not believers in that.
No.
The originals belong to the clients. Yes, we scan them for our copies, our file, and we scan them and put them on a thumb drive for the client, but the clients leave here with the originals. So a lot of people are under the false impression that they have estate planning documents that are good to go. They're in an envelope somewhere, but they're not even originals or copies.
Exactly.
Maybe they did have the originals once upon a time, but the originals have been lost. People move around all the time and then can't find these documents. That's one of the reasons why we like to put them in a white notebook.
Correct.
Much easier to keep track of. So these white notebooks, you can put it on a shelf somewhere and you'll know where it is. It's not stuck in a drawer somewhere.
And people love our notebook. They do. It's
I know
about
they do.
helping them to make sure they don't lose track of it, and keep them organized.
Exactly. Hey, folks, my name is Tom Olsen. The name of the show is Olsen on Law. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes.